Nostalgia. That warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you boot up an old game and suddenly you're 10 years old again, sitting on the floor with a controller that probably had more Dorito dust than plastic. But here's the question: is game nostalgia kind of a trap? Like, are we stuck in the past worshipping old pixels while ignoring the beautiful present? Let's talk about it. Buckle up or don't, I'm not your dad. So let's set the stage. It's the year 2001. You are playing Halo, and you are convinced this is the peak of human civilization. You have no bills, no taxes, no back pain, just a chunky Xbox controller and a dream. Fast forward to today. You play a new game with better graphics, smoother controls, a deeper story, and your first thought is, it's not as good as the old stuff. Really? The game now has dynamic weather, real-time ray tracing, and NPCs with more emotional depth than half your exes. But no, it doesn't feel the same. And that's nostalgia. It's not logic, it's a drug. It's your brain putting a golden Instagram filter over the past and convincing you that everything used to be better. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. We were just dumb and happy. Let me remind you, some of those classic games were held together with more glitches than code. Remember GoldenEye? Yeah, try playing that now. Go ahead. Try aiming with one joystick and a prayer. It's like trying to do surgery with salad tongs. But nostalgia doesn't care. It sneaks into your brain and whispers, remember when games were pure, when DLC wasn't a thing, when we had to blow on cartridges like medieval peasants? Yes, friend, we also didn't have cloud saves, accessibility options, or the ability to patch a game that shipped broken. If a game was busted, it stayed busted. You just had to live with it, like dial-up internet. Now, I'm not saying old games are bad. Some of them are absolute masterpieces. Chrono Trigger, Half-Life 2, Super Mario 64. They walked so modern games could run, and then trip over a loot box. But here's the trap. Nostalgia can freeze you. It can turn you into that guy who says they don't make games like they used to, and refuses to try anything new. You know that guy. He probably still wears his high school hoodie and thinks Skyrim is a personality trait. Now it's time for the dirty little secret. In a lot of ways, those older titles were just better. Sure, they didn't run at 144 frames, 4K resolution on a system running so hot it can be considered its own furnace incinerator, but they had something most modern games really do lack. And the best thing I can describe that is heart. Let's take Blizzard for example. They started with 3 nerds and a dream. They weren't in it for the millions of dollars they would later make. They just wanted to create some truly unique and memorable games. Let's look at another company, Valve, or even Bungie. They started in a time gaming wasn't there for the millions of players it brought in and bought their games. They made games for the love of games. They saw what they could make and made something fun. Fast forward to even the mid 2005s, and we could see the ship on fun games start to sell. Money got involved. I mean, just look at the horse armor Oblivion pulled. What was that, like 2006? They were just too big of a company and forced microtransactions down our throat. There's a reason these older games like World of Warcraft, RuneScape, Doom, Half-Life, Fallout New Vegas, Morrowind, Counter-Strike, you get the picture. These games just refuse to die, and that is because nostalgia, sure, but also because the care that made these games were just better. Given not all of these titles are from the same era, but they do come from the same passionate place. But the gaming industry doesn't want to actually make games anymore. They just want to print money. And nothing prints money like a game they pay some kid $5 to remaster. Oh, they know, the games suck. They are blatant grabs for cash. But everyone wants that nostalgia hit because we think maybe this remaster will make us feel like we enjoy games again. That's why every other game is a remaster or a spiritual successor or a full-blown "we made this exact same game again but shinier and it's $70 now," and we buy it because it promises us a return to that magical time before adulthood ruined everything. But if we keep chasing that high, we miss out on all of the incredible new stuff happening in gaming. Indies that are redefining storytelling, AAA games with production values rivaling Hollywood, hell, even mobile games that, okay, maybe not mobile games, but you get my point. Plus, these giant megacorps are just encouraged to do another remaster and not fully make a new experience fun. Look, you're allowed to love old games. You're allowed to boot up Ocarina of Time and cry a little. I won't judge, I'll cry with you. Now imagine they did an Ocarina of Time remaster for the Switch 2. I'm not buying it, and neither should anyone. Let's not pretend we can't move forward. Gaming is evolving faster than a Pokemon with a Thunderstone. We should be excited about that. It's just so frustrating when so few projects feel like the devs give even the slightest crap. I mean, just look at Concord, Sony's next big, huge flagship game. A game so perfect, it was going to throw Overwatch into the trash bin. 2 weeks after official launch, they announced servers were going offline. Yes, really. I don't even know how much money they lost, but it was a lot. So don't be surprised when The Last of Us gets a third or fourth remaster just a few years apart. After all, it prints them money because people will buy it again and again. Your favorite retro game, it's still there. You can go back and play it anytime, but don't let it become a measuring stick that ruins your ability to enjoy anything that came after. That's like saying, I only like music from the 80s, and then never discovering the magic of Doom's 2016 soundtrack melting your ears off. And hey, you want to know another secret? Nostalgia's a little bit lazy. It's your brain's way of editing the past to make it feel safe and cozy. It turns lag into charm, bad voice acting into classic writing, and it erases the fact that some games were basically glorified loading screens with swords. Looking at you, Quest 64. So, is game nostalgia a trap? Yeah, sometimes. But only if you let it be. It's not evil. It's just like that old hoodie you refuse to throw away. It's comfy, it smells weird, and it reminds you of simpler times. But you can't wear it to every occasion. Especially not when gaming today is serving up wild, weird, and wonderful new stuff every month. Play what you love, revisit the classics, but don't get stuck there, because the next game that blows your mind, it might not be hiding in the past. It might be dropping next month. Though the only game you will actually hear about is the latest remastered trash. So it might be worth waiting for some reviews to come in. Alright, thanks for watching. Now go play something new. Or don't. I'm still not your dad. Okay, bye.